Right, everyone, let's dive into the Python day 6. I don't remember exactly what was the date. Yeah, it was 7, today is 8, and we'll be discussing the kwargs or the keyword arguments today. I already created the program for arguments yesterday. Yeah, arguments, here's the program. Just call the program by the referral and we're done. We created the program and today we'll be doing the kwargs. So let's just dive into the tutorial itself as quick as possible.
One, two, three, Fake Street. City will be Detroit. State, Michigan. Zip code 54321. Just to make this look better, I'm going to place each of these keyword arguments on a new line. For me, that's just more readable. But you do you. When I pass in these keyword arguments, we will pack them into a dictionary. Just to prove it, let's print the type of kwargs. Look at that. Class, dictionary. Within this function, you can treat kwargs as if it's a dictionary. There's a lot of built-in methods, or we could iterate over the keys, the values, or both. To iterate over the values, let's say for every value in our dictionary kwargs dot values method, print every value. Here's all the values. For the keys, let's change this for loop to be for every key in kwargs dot keys method, print every key. Here are the keys. For both, you could say for every key, comma value in kwargs dot items method, print every key. Actually, let me turn this into an F string. Print every key, colon, value. The items method will return key value pairs. We can pass in a varying amount of keyword arguments. I'm going to add an apartment number. Apartment equals 100. Our keyword argument of apartment was packed into a dictionary along with all of these other keyword arguments. So that's kind of nice. We can pass in a varying amount of keyword arguments. Let's cover an exercise. We're going to use both args and kwargs together. We will print a shipping label.
Right, let's go through the kwargs. Basically, key value के पेयर को प्रिंट करवाता है either solo or both. So let's say we define a function of name, and what is the name? Name में डालोगे kwargs name में डाल दिया kwargs. पूरा प्रोग्राम था क्या बे? सच बताओ तो मुझे नींद आ रही है सीधा कर बैठूं kwargs. क्या था इसमें? मुझे इसमें नेम प्रिंट करवाना है लोगों के.
जुबान तो बहुत कैची है, ये बात तो है. कैची जुबान तो है. जुबान की कैची कहीं और. हाँ मैं मान सकता हूँ. मैं बोला होगा.
वैल्यू देना पड़ेगा मुझे.
हाँ वो बात तो. वो तो कोई नहीं.
होगा।
मेरी बीवी की पतीली गर्म हो जाती है। बिल्कुल। पहले लोग कहाँ जा रहे हैं? क्या कर रहे हैं? पीछे वाली का पूरा दिखा दे, तेरे को भी दिखा देना। पहले शायद से वहाँ जो है बंदा है तो जा रहा है। हाँ जल्दी सो। अभी सोने वाले पहले कॉल कर दिया।
तो भाई
और मुझे नहीं लग रहा मैं और टॉलरेट कर पाऊँ।
Amount of keyword arguments. Let's cover
टॉलरेंस खत्म हो रहा है। फिर इसका आगे भी नहीं होने वाला।
क्या हो गया?
माँ चल रही है मेरे को। पूरे प्लेस पे ट्रीटमेंट चाहिए अपनी माँ चल रही है बच्चों। फिर चूत के दम पे शिकार मेरे की रेसी। सिंपल पॉलिसी मेरी। ये जो ये मेरी प्रेगनेंट हुई। अच्छा तू क्या नाम तो
an exercise.
सोने जा रहा हूँ।
We're going to use both args and kwargs together. We will print a shipping label.
क्या?
Define shipping label function. The parameters will be both args, comma, kwargs.
12 बजे तक करूँगा, फिर सो जाऊँगा मैं अभी।
Then just for now, I'm going to write pass, just so that this program will work for now. We'll fill in the shipping label function momentarily. When we invoke the shipping label function, we will first pass in any positional
पानी की
arguments,
बॉटल उठाना।
followed by keyword arguments, and it won't work the other way around. I'll prove that in a little
लाइट
bit.
ऑफ ही कर दे, एक काम कर।
So let's say we have Dr. SpongeBob Square Pants the third. Then I'll add my keyword arguments. I'm going to put this on a new line. Street equals 123 fake street. Apartment equals 100. City equals Detroit. State equals Michigan. Zip equals 54321. When we invoke this function, we have a mix of arbitrary positional arguments and arbitrary keyword arguments. This shipping label function is designed to accept both. You do need args first, followed by kwargs. This program will run, but if we have it the other way around, kwargs followed by args, it's not going to function properly. You can see that we have a syntax error. With your parameters, make sure that your keyword arguments follow your positional arguments. Let's iterate over the positional arguments first. For every arg in args, let's print each arg. Then I will change the ending character of my print statement to be a space. Here's the name of the user who we're shipping something to with the shipping label function. I will print a new line. Then we will iterate over all the keyword arguments. For every value in my dictionary kwargs.values method, I will print each value. Then I will change the ending character of my print statement to be a space. All right, it's not looking too bad so far. If you were to remove some keyword arguments or some positional arguments, this should work still, which it does. I'm going to change the format of this address slightly. Let's add our street on one line, then the city, state, and zip code on the next line. Let's get rid of this for loop. To print the street, I'm going to print, use an f string, add a placeholder, kwargs.get method. I'm going to get the street key. With this get method, you'll probably need to place them within single quotes, because if you use double quotes, Python gets confused as to where this f string ends. We will use single quotes. Let's test it. All right, we have a street. On the next line, we will print the city, state, and zip. Print f string placeholder kwargs.get within single quotes the city. I'll add another placeholder. Kwargs.get state. Then kwargs.get zip. Let's see what we have. All right, not too bad. What if the user has an apartment keyword? Apartment equals number 100. Well, we should probably add that too. Within this top print statement, I will add another placeholder, invoke the get method of the dictionary. The key we're looking for is apartment. Dr. SpongeBob SquarePants, 123 Fake Street, apartment number 100, Detroit, Michigan, 54321. What if our print statement is set up to display a street and an apartment, but the user doesn't have an apartment? This would display none, and we don't want that. I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll place this print statement within an if statement. What we'll check is if apartment in kwargs. If there's an apartment key in kwargs, our dictionary, then print this line. Else we will print just the street. The person doesn't have an apartment, we won't print the apartment then. But if they do have an apartment, apartment equals number 100, then we will. 123 Fake Street, apartment number 100. Here's a challenge round. What if a user has a P.O. box? Let's change apartment to P.O. box. The string will be P.O. box number 1001, I suppose. I'll add an else if statement. Else if P.O. box in our dictionary kwargs. Let's print the street. I'll copy this line, paste it, followed by a second print statement. Kwargs.get PO box. There we are. Dr. SpongeBob SquarePants, 123 Fake Street, P.O. Box 1001, Detroit, Michigan 54321. All right, everybody, those are arbitrary arguments. When you invoke a function, you can pass in a varying amount of arguments. Set up your parameter to be args for a varying amount of non-keyword arguments, or kwargs for a varying amount of keyword arguments. You can set up both in your parameters, which we did for this exercise. And well, everybody, those are arbitrary arguments in Python.
Fuck me.
Hey, everybody. So today I got to talk about iterables in Python.